What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back with a little bit of a mixed hunt today. I got this box of quarters. It's another String and Son, which I don't see a lot of here in Georgia. They seem to pop up the most when we're in coin shortages, or I'm guessing when just the securities companies are running out of their own boxes. This came from a Wells Fargo today, which almost always has Loomis rolls. And this is a box of quarters from my local Fifth Third that also, this is an actual Brinks box. I have opened the quarters just to make sure they are circulated, and they are. But we're going to start with this busted box of halves. It was delivered in the rain, so as you know, these boxes from String and Son are pretty flimsy, and it just deteriorated, and they had to tape it all back together after making sure all the rolls were in there. So anyway, we're going to have fun looking at half dollars and quarters today, so there's a lot of different things we're going to be looking for. I will try to describe those along the way, but we're going to go ahead and start with these half dollars. I'm going to get them open, and I'll bring you guys in at our first find. So here we are with roll number one. I haven't done the coin flip on these. I haven't done any weighing. I do have one or two that look shiny, but they don't appear to be NIFCs yet. So I just wanted to stop while I was opening this first roll. Sorry, I'm monkeying with my microphone here. I wanted to stop while I was hunting for this first roll. I just put out a video on the most common DDOs and varieties that I look for when half dollar hunting. So I'll leave a card in the upper right hand corner for that video, and maybe in the description down below. The other thing you should look for if you're new to coin roll hunting, go down in the description. I have a Google Doc that I've put together that show all the various coins that you can or should be looking for when you hunt quarters, nickels, half dollars, etc. And we may actually have a find here in the very first roll, and this is pretty fortuitous because I typically don't always film my first roll. So let's have a look. Oh my goodness, guys. We have a 1945 Walker in the very first roll while I'm over here talking about how to find varieties. We got a 90% silver in roll number one. This is awesome. This is why we do this. I haven't found silver in quite some time, and I did post a box with two other String and Son rolls just in the last couple of days, and I did one off camera and didn't find any silver, so I'm very excited to have found this one. 1945. Let's see, is there a mint mark? There is. I can't tell. It looks like maybe a D. Anyway, I will check that. There's a little tiny mint mark over here. I think it's a D. It does not look like an S. I will validate it under the scope and show you guys maybe a little bit later on in the video. Very excited. We've already won. I don't have to hunt the rest of these. I'm just kidding. We're going to hunt the rest of these rolls. Hopefully we find a lot more silver. Stay tuned. So we are still here in roll number one, and I wanted to stop because we've got another find. Obviously not near as cool as a 1945 Walking Liberty, which it is a D. I checked it under the scope. We have a slight ring of death 2005 Philadelphia NIFC. So we'll put that up here on the board. So roll number one, we've got silver, we've got NIFCs. Let's keep hunting. So I just ripped into roll number five, and I wanted to stop here. I've got like a super thick rim now. I've been fooled in the past that it just ended up being like a mint set coin, but oftentimes that ends up being some kind of proof or commemorative. So I just wanted to unroll this one with you. Let's have a look. We have a 1982 S-clad proof. Hopefully that's coming in okay. It's not in the best of shape, but it's a proof. So we have NIFCs, proofs, and a 90%er. Now all we need is like a necklace coin and a 40%er, and we've got one of everything. Completes the whole set. So we are on roll 32. It really cooled off since that very first roll. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Finding a 1945 Walker kind of makes the box. We did have that proof, and I did find two other NIFCs that I didn't bring you in on, but I'll cover those in the wrap-up. I did want to stop here. I just opened the paper, and that looks really interesting to me right there, so I wanted to get that open and see what we might have together. It is probably some kind of weird token or foreign or one of these, gilded coins that somebody has made that's not really worth anything, but I figured we'd check it out together. Okay, so now I am really intrigued. What in the world is this? 1792. Let me zoom in a little bit. I mean, this can't possibly be anything real. Carol, I can't tell what that says. Caroline, or maybe the Carol 4th DC. I'm going to have to go off camera and figure out what this is. It looks like it's been gilded, though. Part of me wants to start getting really excited, but I got a feeling this is just... it's a token. It's something faked. You can actually see some of the leafing coming off here at the top. All right, well, I'm going to go off camera and see if I can figure out what in the heck this thing is. All right, guys. Well, I've done a little bit of research on this thing. It only weighs 11.2 grams. And I found an article online. It is a Spain fake colonial 8 escudos 1792 counterfeit coin. Maybe there's the word copy on it somewhere that I did not see, but the real one should weigh 27.07 grams. So they're saying if it misses that number by even 0.5 grams either way, it is a fake. And you can see just from the picture online the amount of detail on this coin. And when I take you back to what I found, that is really a bad fake. So anyway, like I said when I first found it, I kind of wanted to be excited about it, but I figured it was going to end up just being junk, which it did end up being. But still kind of a cool find, at least something to get a little bit excited about. I've never found anything like this in a box of halves, so pretty cool. We'll put it up as a miscellaneous. So really all we're missing now is a 40% silver, and we will have technically found anything and everything you could plan to find in a box of halves. I guess we need a variety too. Still looking for those. We've got a couple of those to look at. But we still got some rolls to go. Hopefully we find some more cool stuff. All right, well that puts us to the end of that box. For a recap, we did end up with 4 NIFCs. We had a 2002, a 2005, a 2009, and a 2015. Of all of those, I may hang on to the 2015 just simply because it's the nicest of the bunch. For those of you that are wondering the value on these, unless they're in full sets, they're really only worth about 50 cents. Coin roll hunters get excited about them because they're just not supposed to be there. They're not intended for circulation. So anything after 2002 shouldn't be in these boxes, quite frankly. Same thing with this proof. Proof coins come in proof sets. These were never meant to be in circulation, which means somebody cracked a set and spent this like a normal 50-cent piece. This one's really beat up, but I hang on to all of the proofs that I find, and I'm sure one day I'll release some of them back into circulation, but I hang on to these. The star of the show, of course, was this, in the very first roll, no less, a 1945 90% silver Waching Liberty half dollar, and it's actually in pretty darn good shape. It's one of the nicer ones I think I've ever found in a box. So, really nice find. Unfortunately, we didn't find any more of these as we went through the box. I do have 3 more sister boxes to this waiting for me at the bank, so we might get real lucky in one of those other boxes. I didn't bring you guys in for this, but I found a 1974 plated coin. Again, not worth anything, just kind of interesting, not supposed to be there. And then this, I was trying, I even said, I'm not going to get excited about this because odds are this is a big bunch of nothing, probably a fake, which it turned out to be. I think it's as I said earlier in the earlier clip, it's like a 5 escudo piece. It doesn't weigh enough to be real, and you can actually see the gold leafing coming off of this coin. So I may put this in some acetone and see if we can eat the rest of this gold off of here, just to see what it looks like when it's in its natural state. But with that, it was a fun box. We had a lot of interesting kind of things to find. The big win here is this 90% silver, which is why we do this. So with that said, I'm going to move on to my box of quarters. So just for fun, because it worked on the last box, I'm going to bring you guys in for the first roll of quarters, and hopefully we get lucky. And while I open it, this would be a really good time to drop down below this video and leave me a like. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and click on that bell and select all so you get notified every time I release a new video. That would really help out the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. And please do leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love answering your questions. I love just hitting heart buttons on comments. So anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get through these. Looks like it's all clad in this first roll, so no silver luck here. But we got 49 more rolls to go, and I will bring you guys in at our first find. So I stopped here at the 25 roll mark just to bring you guys in. We are not finding a lot. So far, we've got about 7 crossing the Delaware quarters. I think all Philly. We've got 7 of the Airmen, actually 8, because there's one I want to show you. I think I have another one of those 2021 Airmen CUD errors or die chip errors. And I do have 7 Philadelphia Bicentennials, which for halfway through the box, that's about right. I do want to bring you over here to the scope to show you 2 errors, though, or what I believe to be errors. Here I've got my 2021 Airmen. And if we get up here on the screen, you will see right there. That is a giant hunk. Oops. That is a giant hunk of extra metal that is not supposed to be there. I got to do a little bit of research on this to see if anybody else has one that looks quite like this. But this is pretty cool. The other thing I want to show you is we do have a Kansas. So this is the 2005 Kansas. I can't talk today. Let me zoom out a little bit. In God We Rust error. So you can see there the T is all but gone. This is what they're supposed to look like for those of you that don't know. There is the full In God We Trust. And this is the error right there. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit more research on this Airman and continue on through this box, and hopefully we can find some silver or some W's or something else. Well, we have reached the end of this quarter box, and it was a relatively mediocre box, I'll be honest. We ended up with 16 of the new crossing the Delawares. I only pulled them because, as I've said in previous videos, I'm trying to understand, when these things are going to start taking over our boxes and we're going to find a million of them. 15 to 20 is about what I'm finding these days. We did end up, those were all Philadelphia, by the way. I also pulled the Airmen to look for errors, and let me zoom in here a little bit. I also pulled the Airmen to look for errors, and I did find the one that I showed you guys. It's got that really weird hunk of metal. You can actually see it here, even without the scope. It doesn't look like it's a cut. It does look like a piece of metal. So I'm going to hang on to that and see what we find out about it, maybe on eBay over the coming weeks or months to see if maybe it's something special. I'll just flip that up and keep it. But we did end up with 14 Philadelphia Airmen, and I did have 1 lonely Denver Airman. We did have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 Philadelphia Bicentennials and 5 Denver Bicentennials. They were checked for the DDO that does exist on that coin, and none was found. The only other error to speak of was this In God We Rust Kansas, and the quarter's not in the best of shape, but I like pulling these errors just to show you guys. At most, this is maybe worth $1 on eBay. Maybe $2 if you find the right buyer. I'll flip it up and hang on to it for a while, and one day if they go up in value, I'll sell it, and if not, it'll just be a quarter. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have a lot of fun making these coin roll hunts. For me, this is treasure hunting at home. It's like buying free lottery tickets. And, every now and then you do get a winner, right? This was a great win for our $50 box. And you know what? This has been sitting in acetone for 2 days because that's how long it's taken me to get back to finishing this video. And a lot of the black has worn off of this thing. I was hoping some of the gold leafing would come off. This would have been a really cool find had it actually been something real, but it was kind of still a neat find. It's a counterfeit, early, Mexican piece or early colonial piece, but it's worthless, but still kind of a cool find in a $50 circulated box. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoy making them. Thank you for making it this far in the video. If you're still with me, please do take a minute to look down below here and click on that like button. Leave me a comment. And if you haven't already, click on that subscribe button, click on that bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. And I hope you guys take care. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.